Fitness and lifestyle content online is usually a 50-50 flip between being, genuinely insightful and useful and kind of like wholesome gym content where people are just like there to provide the best way for people who want to get healthier or live a healthier lifestyle. And they do it in like a way that is welcoming to everybody. And then the other half of it is like the most uptight, snobby, and egotistical content that you ever see, where someone is basically just making content to feel better about themselves and also put people down at the same time. And I want to talk about like an Instagram account that I believe falls in the latter category of that little description of that little coin flip, where this account is either just one of the most snobby fitness lifestyle content accounts that I've ever seen in my entire life, or this person is probably one of the greatest like parody satire accounts of these type of people that I've ever seen in my entire life, because I genuinely cannot tell what this guy actually thinks and if this guy actually believes what he's saying. But I think a lot of it points to him actually believing what he's saying. So I'm gonna take you through a little bit of a journey through a wonderful account known as Adam and Aspires. He's helping you unlock peak health and energy forever. You gotta DM optimal for one-on-one coaching, and you gotta fix your diet now. So like he kind of comes off as just like a normal guy who wants to do fitness content, who is trying to be a coach for people. And he has seen a lot of success. As you can see, 433,000 followers on Instagram and on only 311 posts. Like this guy's kind of got it in the bag. And I know what you're wondering. Well, what type of content does he make? What type of content does Adam and Aspires makes that drives so many people to follow him? And so I'm gonna play this video right here of him describing it as reacting to a sad meal. But it's basically just a family eating Wingstop. And I want you to see the way that he like describes it and the way that he addresses like this video, in the sense that like you can see why if it is satire, it's really well done. But at the same time, if it isn't, this guy's just the most like big egotistical prick of all time ever to make content. So let's all watch this together.
Sadder than a funeral. Dad zoned out due to brain fog from sludge diet. Young boy fueling body with crap, I might cry. Entire plate of metabolic catastrophe.
That's enough fries.
A microscopic pixel size would be enough.
Come on now.
Taking fries from sun, good. Those belong in the trash. Other gentlemen grabbing food to feel like complete garbage, illogical.
That's enough for you right there.
Kid crashing out from ultra-processed food additives.
Stop yelling. Get your
Dad's mental fatigue is preventing him from calming down hyperactive son.
chicken million.
Guys grabbing hyper-palatable chicken to hijack brain.
Get some chicken.
Don't listen to her. More atrocious chicken. Dad's still stuck in a food coma.
Help him get his chicken, baby.
Don't help them if you want your sons healthy. Actively worsening health markers. Dad's finally awake, but sludge has slowed his cognitive abilities.
Like you can see what I mean. He just like throws out a bunch of like a random different buzzwords, just putting down this like poor family who just posted themselves eating Wingstop online for whatever reason. And like, I get it. If this is how this family eats, like for all 3 meals of their day, every single day, then like, sure, we can discuss this being an issue. If this is like a one-time thing, like a once a week or a once a month thing, like who really cares about this? Who really cares if they're not eating the most optimal thing ever? Like they're not just eating like bland steak, bland rice, bland chicken. They're trying to spice up life a little bit, and he's just like roasting the dad for like spacing out or whatever too. Just like, what the fuck did he do? I guess like you could say that he bought the food for the kids, but like he's just trying to have fun. And like to me, it's like a really funny video, no matter what, if it's like sincere or not, because like what are you doing sitting in a suit with a family eating dinner and you're reacting to it and just like insulting them the entire time? Like what are we doing? And like Wingstop ain't even that bad if you have it like occasionally. I have it occasionally. I'm not like the most zoned out, melancholic man of all time. I have a bit of pep in my steps. So I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Adam and Aspires, but like stop hitting on this random family for eating Wingstop. And the next video I want to play here is one that I think kind of makes it seem like it's a lot more towards the satire part, but I still like, once again, I'm assuming it's genuine. It's because like a lot of people like post shit about food for content. Like you can tell this is very clearly for content and just like for shits and giggles and trying to get views on the internet. But he takes like all these videos just absolutely at face value and 100% to sincerity. And it's the same exact like format as a family eating Wingstop. So I'm gonna play you a little bit of this video and you can see what I'm talking about.
Eating birthday sludge, I hate you. Destroying birthday sludge, I love you. Might not be a next birthday if you eat that sludge. Somebody didn't get their sludge on time. This can't be real. Karma for eating sludge. More karma, very good. Today's my lucky day.
Like he just calls like any sort of like not good food or like fast food sludge, even if it's like a birthday cake. Like, bro, what do you want us to do for our birthdays? You want us to like put a steak on the fucking counter and like put a candle in it and then we all eat the steak together? Like that's why I think that like this channel is either, once again, really good satire or the most miserable person of all time. Because like, what do you mean you're not allowed to have a birthday cake celebrating like grandma's 90th birthday, or just like fuck around online and have a good time for like one meal every month or year? what are you talking about, buddy? What are you doing? And like, he doesn't even just like do this content like do himself by himself. I found on his account a video of him reacting to his own debate with Clavicular. So like, you know, we all know who Clavicular is. I've talked about him a couple of times. Interesting looks maxing guy who just does a bunch of like random stuff about like trying to live the most optimal life while also like ODing on drugs. So that's kind of like a bunch of crazy stuff going on right now. Like, it's just interesting to see that this character is not like specifically locked inside of his own room, and he actually goes outside. So I'm not gonna play the entire debate right here, but this is like him reacting to his debate with Clavicular about optimal and like mogging and I don't even know, lifestyle maxing or something like that.
Pharmaceuticals, all
Taking experimental drugs, not optimal for health.
be able to productivity mog you to death.
Flexing stimulant use, atrocious.
I wouldn't agree with that.
Not agreeing, optimal for good debates.
Really?
I think I
Microplastic bottle on table, horrific.
would be at a higher peak performance with the natural route and how
Natural methods, optimal for longevity.
I, optimizing my circadian rhythm,
Optimizing circadian rhythm, optimal for sleep quality.
having the best energy. I think my mental
So unfortunately, buddy, your audio is not optimal. I don't know why it was in my left there the entire time when you were speaking and commenting on your debate. But like, I feel like if you want to suck your dick this much, you just kind of remove like your ribs and then like you're able to be more flexible and lean down and do it yourself. But maybe it's not big enough for you to even like reach down that far. It's just really funny to see this type of stuff where he's debating Clavicular about living optimal lifestyles. Like the dude who says that he believes he's gone sterile due to the fact that he's taken so many PEDs. I guess you should probably stick to like insulting family meals and stuff like that and like family birthday celebrations and going outside and talking to Clavicular about, I guess, the most optimal lifestyle. You know, I feel like it's the best for you to just focus on the real problems at stake and not Clavicular, who just consistently makes a joke out of himself. I guess like the final kind of type of content he makes on Instagram is like just like calling stuff optimal or not and like what is optimal and what's good. And you saw that a little bit in the Clavicular debate, but like I want to talk about just like how the extent of like him just calling stuff optimal or not goes.
Diving off a ledge, not optimal for IQ. Flipping, not optimal for staying alive. Missing edge by inches, not optimal for precise calculations. Smashing face on concrete, not optimal for looks maxing. Milliseconds away from hitting dirty water, not optimal for avoiding cortisol spikes.
As you can see here, like this is what a lot of his older content used to be, where he just like calls stuff not optimal when like it's very clearly not fucking optimal. Like, oh yes, the number one way for optimal life is actually jumping off a bridge and onto like potential concrete on the ground. Like, yes, buddy, I think that's what people are actually thinking. I think that's like the logical conclusion that people have, that they're living the most optimal lifestyle by doing some random bullshit parkour that might blow their face out. Like, yes. The guy does like actually make YouTube videos that are like 5-minute long, and it feels like these like weird TED Talk type of videos are not even like that. These motivational content type of videos where he's trying to act like an educator, where he just like talks about what you should and shouldn't do and then writes it on a whiteboard while just standing here awkwardly talking to a camera. And like, obviously, you know, yapping to a camera is not in itself a bad thing. That's something what I kind of do. I guess I yap into a mic rather than a camera, but you get the idea, same idea. But all he does here is just like stand and talk about like what diet mistakes you shouldn't avoid and all that type of stuff. And it's an interesting experience overall. Like, I'm gonna play you a little snippet of it.
Guys, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today's gonna be an important video. We're talking about 5 diet mistakes that so many people make that holds them back from getting optimal health. So number 1 is going to be a big one, which is going to be avoiding fats. And a lot of people think fat is terrible for you. It's been demonized. They think that fat makes you fat, and it's simply not true. What is true is that fat does have about 9 calories per gram as opposed to 4 calories per gram for protein.
And that's like kind of the entire video, is just him talking like that to the camera. So if you really think these top 5 diet mistakes are really important, go take a look, I guess, if you really want to. And his YouTube channel doesn't have like the most extensive amount of videos. As you can see, he only has got 8 going right now. And one of the videos that we watched has an AI generated thumbnail, which like, what are you doing, buddy? And there were a couple comments into that video, like kind of roasting him, saying like, AI generated thumbnails not optimal for polar bears. So the true fans of Adam and Aspires are kind of also revolting a little bit against him when it comes to the type of content that he makes. And then the final little tidbit of lore is that Adam and Aspires has a bit of a joker in his type of story. He does have an antagonist, which is this guy who I presume is a vegan due to the fact that he talks about avoiding meat and like talking about not eating meat and beefing with Adam and Aspires. But they just have like these bunch of reel chains that go back and forth talking about why the other one kind of sucks, and it's kind of funny to watch like this interaction that they do. Where the vegan dude, Danny Ishay, I think that's how you pronounce it, it's like kind of pairing them a little bit by dressing up in a suit. But like, just watch this wonderful exchange between the two characters.
No fish.
Let's see if my hater's optimal. Awful.
No seafood.
Horrific.
No reason given for why any of those things are terrible, awful, or horrific.
By not consuming these foods, you're missing out on some of the most nutrient-rich and highly absorbed protein sources.
Again, no evidence provided for any of these claims, and even if they were true, it does not logically follow from not consuming these foods that you are doing something bad, seeing as you could just consume foods that are not red meat, fish, or seafood and still get all the essential nutrients in sufficient quantities.
And when protein intake is matched, plant-based diets result in the same muscle and strength gains as more animal-based diets, so differences in absorption are overstated.
I'm a plant-based eater.
Not optimal for health.
No evidence provided for the claim that plant-based eating is not optimal for health.
It's optimal for nutrient deficiencies and digestive issues.
Accused of not providing evidence for claims and then continues to make more claims with zero evidence. How does anybody find this type of content compelling? Amazing.
And it's like this Danny Ishe guy calls in another person into the fray. So it's a 2v1 situation. You know, they're beating the shit out of him right now. And they're just like actually citing like sources that are useful, which like they do kind of have a point where you can get your protein in without eating meat. And we've kind of like reached the point where we have two clashing beliefs where people say that like you don't have to eat meat in any capacity, and people are saying like you got to eat meat or you'll fucking die immediately. I think it's funny to see like these clashing groups of people, especially when I do not think Adam and Aspire should be taken as like a serious commentator on fitness and lifestyle stuff, even though he has like 400,000 followers. Because the best point that Danny Ishe brings up is that he legitimately just never cites any of his like sources or like why any of this stuff exists or like why any of this stuff is like what he's claiming to be true. And it's just funny to see overall how these guys are beefing with one another. But do we consider Adam and Aspires a legitimate commentator on the fitness and lifestyle space, or do we think that he's a really good parody guy who is just like making all these like random uptight fitness influencers look like a bunch of idiots? Who's to know? I do not think he's that smart enough to do that second idea. That's really what I want to talk about today. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.